I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, that is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know. That was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, 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 yo. What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario. The bad boy of the dating game was poppin'. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. What's good? Today's show is going to be amazing, as usual. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody. Shout out to my lady, April MC. Shout out to April MC in the building. Shout out to June Sports, Money Mitch, Studio Horror Music, Cardell Turner. Shout out to Unique 79. I think today's Unique 79's birthday, so say happy birthday to Unique 79. Shout out to I Have No Limits, 13 Leak in the building. Frankie Shy's in the building. Jay Endless, Armani's in the building. Steve-O Baby, my dude Joe Blast in the building. Shout out to you. Shout out to who else we got up in here building. Tori Nemo was good. Shout out to who else we got up in here. Lucid in the building. Money Mitch, Brandon Wright. Was popping with you. Who else? June Sports, Joey Montana is in the building. So today's topic, guys, we're going to be talking about 5 lessons sex parties teach you about a woman's sexual nature. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is this, right? First of all, I want you guys to understand, I'm not telling you to go to sex parties. You can if you want. This is not about you going to actual sex parties. It's I went to sex parties, and I'm going to tell you what is actually going on in these situations so you know how women actually get down. Because a lot of you guys out there who, go on the internet, you're getting information from guys who are not having a lot of sex, guys who have never really been the guy that women throw the pussy to. You're getting information from guys who are tricking. You're getting information from guys who are red pill. You're getting information from guys who don't really got it going on when it comes to dealing with women in general, right? And so what I want to do is I want to break down certain lessons I learned and certain things that you're going to learn based on, how women are being in these parties. Because what happens is that this is how women are acting behind closed doors. You understand what I'm saying? And this is, women, because think about this for a second. Think about this. Think about what a sex party is. This is an event that people come to fuck, right? Now, imagine a woman is going to an event where there's a lot of guys, right, that wants to fuck her. So she's going to an event to get fucked by who? A lot of guys. You understand what I'm saying? So I want you guys to understand this is really simple to understand, but the problem is that, you have people out there who don't understand this shit. And also there's going to be people that's going to say, but look, Cario, these women are just whores out here, man. Those are just the whores. Like, all these women are not doing that, right? I'll say this, you're right. All women are not going to sex parties. They're not, right? Now, what I'm talking about is the behavior that women display at sex parties is the behavior that women generally display when it comes to having sex. Now, do you have situations where there are women who've only been with one guy in their life? They've been married for 20 years and that's the only guy they've been with and never cheated on him? Yes, that happens. But I'm talking about in general, how women get down in general. You understand what I'm saying? So basically what I'm going to be talking about here is the lessons you can learn based on how women act in general when it comes to sex. You understand? And sex parties, if you ever do go to one, it's going to teach you some shit that you didn't even think was going on, right? So a lot of times when you hear me talking about, a woman, loving sex and fucking a guy within 5 minutes and just being down to make sex happen, right? A lot of guys don't believe this stuff because they've never been in situations where these things go down. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get into all that though, guys, remember, make sure that you guys go to badboymembership.com.
Do it!
You know what I'm saying?
Just do it!
That's where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. So make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com. And on the Bad Boy membership, we got right now how to sleep with women in less than an hour. You feel what I'm saying? That is on the Bad Boy membership right now. So go to badboymembership.com. Check this out. Get that shit cracking. You feel what I'm saying? Also, make sure that you guys go to masculineidentity.com and get the soap.
Do it!
See what I'm saying?
Just do it!
Make sure you guys get that soap. Go to masculineidentity.com and also go to masculineidentitymembership.com so that you guys can learn about who you are, what you're about, so that you can be the guy that is that guy when it comes to dealing with these women. All right, so let's just jump right into this, right? So I'm going to talk about, 5 lessons sex parties teach you about women's sexual nature, right? Now, first thing I'm going to talk about, and it's very important, is the first lesson you're going to learn if you ever go to a sex party or whatever, is that really, really, really hot chicks like to fuck. You understand what I'm saying? Really, really hot chicks like to fuck. All the 8s, 9s, and 10s and all that other shit that you guys love, they love to fuck. And what you got to understand is that, so when I went to these parties, right, there were really hot chicks in there getting it in. Now, the reason why I say this is because a lot of guys believe that the hotter a chick is, the harder it is to have sex with her, right? A lot of PUAs think this. They think, well, a chick who's hot, she's not just going to have sex with anybody, right? And what you guys have to understand is that these hot women have vaginas, they're horny, and they want to get it in. But what happens is that you have a lot of guys out there who have this thought that, oh, well, you can only have sex easy with, average or below average looking women because these women, they're desperate and all that other stuff. But the hot girls, right, they don't know. You have hot women coming to an event to have sex. You understand? Now, when I'm talking about these sex parties, I'm not talking about these exclusive, rich people, orgy sex parties type of shit where they be hiring prostitutes. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about regular motherfucker sex parties where women are coming there to have sex, right? And there are hot women coming to these places to have sex. You understand what I'm saying? So the lesson to learn in that is that you do not have to fucking, go through a whole bunch of shit, do a whole bunch of extra stuff in order to get sex from hot women, because hot women want to fuck. You understand what I'm saying? They want to fuck just like any other chick. The problem is that when guys are having issues when it comes to dealing with women, they think that hot women are hard to get because they are having a hard time getting the hot chicks they want. So they're like, man, hot chicks don't just be fucking like that. Yes, they do. You understand what I'm saying? They're getting it in. So all the women that you think are hot, the 8s, 9s, 10s, all those other chicks, they are at these places getting it in. Now, let me say this about sex parties. A lot of times what happens is you have sex parties that'll range from different sizes. So you might have a sex party that's a little bit more smaller where it's like maybe 10, 15 people. And then you have parties where it's like hundreds of motherfuckers up in there. You understand what I'm saying? That means hundreds of women are in there fucking. You understand what I'm saying? So the problem is that a lot of people don't really understand what's going on, behind the scenes on the underground, right? A lot of people don't know this is happening. Some, you have like school teachers, nurses, chicks that work at the coffee shop, doctors, lawyers that come to these parties. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of guys think that, if a woman is hot or she is, does this type of job or whatever, she's not getting down. And what I'm telling you is she's getting down. So a lot of you guys are scared to approach that hot woman, talk to her, try to make sex happen because you think she ain't really down. And the funny part is you could be talking to a chick that likes to get down that way. But because you've been listening to nerds on the internet who don't have game, they're going to make you think that this is impossible. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to make you think this is impossible when it's not. So the first thing you got to understand, first lesson is hot chicks want to get the D. You understand what I'm saying? That's the first lesson. Now, second lesson. The second lesson that you can learn by, going to sex parties and see how these chicks get down is these women are not, I repeat, are not only fucking Chad and Tyrone. You understand what I'm saying? These women are not only fucking the Chads and the Tyrones and all that other stupid shit that the black pill loves to tell you guys about. What you guys have to understand is that at these parties, there's all these different types of motherfuckers there, right? I told this story before. I put up a clip of that before where I was saying I was at this party and there was this bad chick, right? And I was talking to her, but then she ended up fucking with this, Santa Claus looking motherfucker. You understand what I'm saying? Dude had a pot belly, all that other shit. And she was all over this dude. Right? And you see that happen a lot in these situations, in these parties, where you'll see these hot women. You're like, what the fuck? Like, why is she choosing him? You understand what I'm saying? And see, the thing is that when you're a nerd on the internet, you don't know what's happening in real life. So these women that you think are hot are not just picking Chad or Tyrone. You don't have to be 6'5" and have a 6-pack and all this other shit to get sex. You understand what I'm saying? So the problem is this, is that when you guys are not out here in the real world, and again, you don't have to go to sex parties to figure this out. You just have to live real life. I'm just using the sex party thing because the sex party just shows you so much so soon in real time. You understand what I'm saying? And what you got to understand is that I've been to these places and there are these situations where the chicks are fucking dudes that you wouldn't even believe. Like if the black pill saw these dudes, they'd be like, oh, it's over for him, bro. He's only 5'5". And he doesn't have a 6-pack and all this other shit, but he's out here fucking. You understand? And these chicks are like begging for the dick. They want it to happen. You understand? But see, again, this is what goes down when you are out here in real life. You got to get off the internet sometimes, guys, because the internet is going to have you believing the bullshit. It's going to have you believing that women don't like sex like that. It's going to have you believing women only want to fuck guys who are over 6 feet. It's going to have you believing that if you don't have a 6-pack, chicks don't want to fuck with you. All of this stupid shit is going to have you believing this. But see, the issue is that the reason why you believe it is because you're listening to other guys who don't have game, other guys who've never been in these types of situations. You understand? Listen, I've been in them situations, even at regular events, not even a sex party, it's a regular event. And I'm talking to a chick and she ended up fucking with this other guy that I'm looking at him like, well, wait a second, I'm taller than him. I'm better looking than him, all this other shit. But she's still fucking with that guy. You understand? But the problem is that when you don't go out here in real life, you don't see that shit happening. And so you believe all the bullshit that you hear on the internet. And this is why you guys need to learn game and really get out there. You feel what I'm saying? Now, let's move on to the third lesson. Move on to the third lesson. The third lesson sex parties will teach you about women's sexual nature is that women, okay, women, they pretend that they don't like sex in public. You understand what I'm saying? Women pretend that they don't like sex in public. You understand what I'm saying? So what happens is when you're in these situations, these sex parties, the women are getting down crazy, they're doing all of this crazy shit. But these are the same women that if you met in public, they would never mention this stuff. They would be the woman who would say, I got to get to know you more. I'm not that type of girl. They'll still say this. The same woman who's at these parties fucking around and these orgies fucking around are the same woman who's going to tell you, oh, well, I'm not like that. You got to get to know me, all this other stupid shit, right? There was a chick that I was hooking up with, and she used to go to these parties, right? And so what I used to do a lot back in the day is when I would hook up with girls, I was dating a girl or whatever, I'd always tell them to show me their like inbox on the dating apps or show me the messages that these guys are sending, because I thought it was funny and it was good research. So I'll be like, yo, let me see what these dudes are saying, right? So there's one chick in particular, she showed me the messages, and she was going back and forth with this guy, and she was telling him the typical shit. Oh, hey, I'm not that type of girl. Even though me and her met, right? And I smashed on the first time I met her, she's telling this other guy she's not that type of girl, right? And so why is she saying this? She's saying this because she's pretending she doesn't like sex with him because she's not really into him that way. You see what I'm saying? But when you're out here and you're in real time seeing these women have sex this quickly, this easily, and wanting it to go down, right? Then you realize that women are just pretending in public that they don't like sex like that. You understand what I'm saying? They're pretending. So the issue is that a lot of guys will believe, the nonsense that women will say to them because they don't have experience. But if you were ever to go to these sex parties, you would see how much women love sex, how much they like doing it, the type of shit they like to do, and all the crazy stuff they'll be doing in that event and making shit happen, right? But again, you have to be a part of this world to know this and see this, right? And if you're a guy who has trouble getting women, if you're a guy who, it's hard for you to make things happen with women in general, these are the type of things that you're not going to know, and you're not going to believe the shit that's going on. Because some of y'all still who are watching this are not going to believe what the fuck I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to believe it. And so what I'm saying is that if you guys are actually out there, in real life, you will see these type of things that could go down, right? So that's number 3. Now, number 4. Now, this one's going to break some guys' hearts. This one's going to make you feel, disgusted because, but it has to be said. It must be said. These are the things. These are the things, guys. These are the things. So number 4, the 4th lesson sex parties will teach you about women's sexual nature is women want and desire to have sex with guys who they are not in a relationship with. Women want and desire to have sex with guys who they are not in a relationship with. So, for example, at these sex parties, what'll happen is that, they'll have sex parties set up to where, you have to be in a couple to come in. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning that you can't get in to the spot unless, you're a couple, like, a man and a woman coming together, right? Now, there are some situations where the couples will come in, but if you're a single guy, you got to pay to get in and all this other shit. But one of the parties I went to, it was one of those couple joints, and it was like hundreds of motherfuckers there, right? And so these guys are bringing their girlfriends, bringing their wives, bringing the women that they're dating. So I came to the spot and I took this girl there that I was hooking up with. So we both went to the spot, and the thing was that these women are there with their boyfriends, husbands, and all this other shit, and getting trains ran on them. You understand what I'm saying? Either right in front of the husbands, or the husbands is participating in shit, getting trains ran on them. They're fucking all these other guys while the husband is over there fucking another chick. You understand what I'm saying? So the women want to get down with guys who are not their boyfriends and husbands. And see, the issue is you have guys out here who don't understand this because they think, oh, well, my girl would never want anybody else. She loves me. She only wants my dick. No, she don't. You see what I'm saying? No, she does not. Listen, let me tell you. So when I went to the spot with the girl I was hooking up with, you know, she was nervous because this is the first time her going to the spot. So for the first maybe, I don't know, half an hour, she was like, you know, all up on me because she was, you know, she was kind of like nervous a little bit. So I said, listen, we got to find you somebody so you could go over there and I could do my thing. Cause you crowded my space right here. I'm trying to, you understand what I'm saying? So I asked her, I said, you know, is anybody in here that, you know, you would probably want to do? So she looked around, she saw this dude, she was pointing at him. She said, that guy over there. I said, okay, cool. I grab her hand, walk over to the guy over there. And I said, listen, bro, handle this for me. So he takes her and takes her over to the side. So I'm free to do my shit, right? So after she loosened up with the other guy, then she was all about it. She was going ham. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm ready to do my thing. You know, I'm fucking with these chicks. You understand? I'm fucking these other women who are there with their boyfriends and husbands and all this other shit. You understand? Niggas is watching me fucking a girl. You understand? So what I'm telling you guys is that women like to have sex with other men. It just is what it is. So don't be surprised. Don't think because, oh, well, I'm monogamous. You're not safe because you're monogamous. Your girls could still cheat on you. You understand what I'm saying? Your girl, yeah, niggas be thinking they safe because they monogamous. Well, we, me and my woman, we read our vows at the wedding. It don't matter. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. It was like, stop talking. I don't like hearing these stuff. Listen, this is teachable moments, just teachable moments, right? But what happens is that, this goes down. You're not safe. You're not safe. Remember, these are women who are going to these places to have sex with multiple men. You understand what I'm saying? Multiple guys. You understand what I'm saying? These are women going to these places. You understand what I'm saying? To have sex with multiple men. Just simply think about that. That will break all the fucking illusions that you people that you have. Women who are going to sex parties are going to an event, a situation, to have sex with multiple men. End of story. Full stop. You understand? This is what you guys need to understand. You understand? If you do not understand this, you're living in la la land. Right? They want to have sex with other men who are not the men they're in a relationship with. Right? This is not rocket science. But see, a lot of guys don't want to understand this, and this is directly correlated to why you have a hard time getting sex easily. You understand? See, guys be like, yo, why is it so hard to get sex? You know why? Because you don't believe that women like sex as much as they do. Because if you believe that women like sex as much as they do, then you wouldn't be surprised that women want to fuck other guys. I mean, does this sound crazy to you guys? Does this sound like, is this? But Locario, no, you're just talking about these whores out of here. Real women aren't like that. Real women would never do that, Locario. They would never. These are just the hoes, Locario. Real women aren't like that. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you, and it's the funny part. In these parties, the guys don't give a fuck. Like, listen, I remember I was at this party. This motherfucker came in there with his girl, right? This nigga he took like, he was like, yeah, my girl around here somewhere, but I haven't seen her in like an hour. So the nigga came there with his girl. He haven't seen his girl in an hour. But you know why he didn't give a shit? Because he's busy fucking. You understand what I'm saying? He didn't give a shit. He was busy. He was glad his girl was over there because he was busy fucking. You understand what I'm saying? He's like, she over there somewhere. I don't know. I don't know, man. You understand? But this is the type of shit that happens. So understand that these type of things go down, right? So that's number 4. Now let's move on to the last one. And this one's very important. This is the thing that guys need to really understand. This is the stuff that the red pill doesn't know, or they get this mixed up. So we're gonna have to spend a little time on this because, you know, dudes are sensitive. And guys, if you want to call up, call in number 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901 is the number. So if you guys want to call up, you can get that shit cracking. But the last one we got here on the list, right? When it comes to the last lesson, that sex parties will teach you about women's sexual nature, is women can enjoy sex without, listen to me, without being emotionally attached. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that crazy how women can enjoy sex without being emotionally attached? Isn't that awesome? Isn't that wonderful? You know what I'm saying? Isn't that wonderful? Women can enjoy sex without being emotionally attached. That's amazing news. See, a lot of guys don't like that because guys low-key want women to be emotionally attached to them when they're having sex. You understand what I'm saying? But women can just get some dick and keep it moving. You understand? Listen, I was at a party, a regular party, not a sex party. I was at a regular party and I was having this conversation with this woman. And she told me about the sex party she's been to, right? And so she said she went to this sex party with her husband or whatever. And she said she had sex with like 8 dudes at one time. You understand what I'm saying? At the party. And, you know, and what was funny was, it was like, yeah, you know, we went there, we did our thing. And afterwards, I was really hungry. We went to get some Burger King. I'm just like they're just so matter of fact about the shit. But see, the problem is that guys who don't have experience with women don't like to, you know, think about this, because a guy doesn't like to hear that a woman can have sex and be emotionally, unattached to the situation. Because if a guy has sex with a woman, a lot of times he'll catch feelings if he is the type of guy who can't get sex easily. You understand? And so what happens is that he doesn't like the idea that a woman could just have sex with him and keep it moving, because he wants to attach to that woman. This is why the red pill is like, oh, these women who fuck all these guys, they can't pair bond. No, it's the guy's trying to bond with the woman, and the woman is like, I just came for dick. You understand what I'm saying? But guys don't want to adhere to that, because that doesn't make them feel good. It's like, so you saying that my dream girl who I really, really like and want to marry, you know, she can just have sex with me and keep it moving, and she doesn't want to stay here, and the sex is not, and oh, it's because she has so many dicks she can't pair bond. I want a woman who's a virgin. You always hear that. That's what the guys want. They want the woman who's a virgin, because the woman who's a virgin makes the guy feel safe. You understand? He's like, well, she's a virgin, then most likely she won't leave me for another dick, and because she don't know any better, or she won't cheat on me because I'm the only dick she's had, and she's going to be emotionally attached to my dick and all this other stupid shit. But understand, if you guys go to any of these parties, these sex parties, you know, you're going to see how these women get down. They get into trains ran on them, hopping from dick to dick. You understand what I'm saying? They doing a whole bunch of shit. A whole bunch of shit. These chicks, you know, walking around the fucking spot in their underwear, titties out. It's crazy. You understand? So the reason why I'm bringing this up and the reason why, this is a topic for today is because you guys have to get out of the mindset of living in fantasy, living in an illusion of what you want things to be versus what they actually are. This is why I can tell a guy's level of game based on, how he talks about these things, right? Or his mindset when it comes to these things. Because I'm sure there's dudes out here that's going to listen to this and be like, man, Locario just talking about bottom of the barrel whack, whores that do this type of fuckery. You understand what I'm saying? I already know. But this is the thing. This is what I want you guys to understand is that if you're naive out here in this game, right, you're going to get played. But let's go to 502. 502 is popping. Who this?
What's going on, Lucario? It's Phoenix.
Phoenix, appreciate the donation, fam. What's popping with you?
What's going on, man? I was saying it's a great topic, man. But I also wanted to add a number 6 to your list.
Go ahead.
Number 6 would be they use those sex parties to gauge what kind of man you are sexually.
Oh, shit. So what's your thoughts on that? Go ahead.
Because like there's women that I hook up with, and like you said, man, these aren't no bottom of the barrel women or nothing. These women are nurses. They run nonprofit programs. I'm talking about on the surface when you see them, they're real nice, classy women. They got the heels and all that. But then they'll go to those. But then I noticed that, like, say I'll be kicking it with them, we've been hooking up or something for a little bit, and they'll bring that up.
Right.
And then they always look at me in the face to see my reaction to it, to see if I'm gonna be like, ugh, or something like that. And I always just play it off. I always be like, yeah. But at first they'll be like, well, I went, but I didn't do nothing though.
Right.
I didn't do nothing.
It's like I was just watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was just watching. So I'll sit there and look. I'll be like, oh, you just watching. So you went to a sex party where people are fucking in front of you, and you was just watching.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I went with my girlfriends. I said, so you and your girlfriends, 3 of y'all went, and what, nobody fucking? And they always got that one girlfriend at the group that was fucking. But none of the rest of them was doing nothing, no.
Exactly.
She so happened.
That's what I'm saying.
She so happened to disappear, and she was fucking, but none of the rest of them did nothing.
Right, and that's what I'm saying, where women will try to pretend that they're not doing nothing. You feel what I'm saying? Or they'll try to pretend that they don't like sex in public, but in private, they get down crazy. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact.
But then I just tell them, I'll be like, hey man, it's all good. You did something. It's all, you ain't tripping. So then once they see that I'm unaffected by that, then I've had, now some will still try to stick to the story and whatever, but then I've had some that'll just go ahead and open up and tell you all the nasty details. And it's also not just for them to gauge what kind of man you are. When you hear them details, then you'll know what kind of sexual man you are too.
Yeah, because because a lot of dudes can't take that type of shit. You know what I'm saying? It just is
right. Like one of them, man, I had to I ain't gonna admit, I had to kind of turn my head because she goes, she said, I had 5 guys on me at one time, and she said, I'm a cum whore. I just was drinking everything. I said, oh my God. So we riding in the car, dude. I had to turn my head and look out the window and be like, oh,
yeah, I'm telling you, it'd be some shit, man. I'm telling you, like, bruh, like, these guys really don't know what's going on out here. You understand?
Yeah, they don't. But then, once you see it and you get over it, you just realize that, hey, it just is what it is, man. And you can go through that, man. It's a whole lot easier just to look at all women pretty much the same. Like, hey, she get down, it don't make her no different than nobody else or nothing.
That's what I try to tell these guys. Like, a lot of guys, see, this is the thing. The problem is guys want to try to find a way to control. What I'm saying is you can't control none of this shit. You understand what I'm saying? You can't. So what I mean by that is Guys are trying to find ways to figure out if the woman is not like that, right? But you can't. So just like you said, you be hooking up with a chick who's a nurse, you go with a chick who's a goddamn judge, a lawyer, all these things that you would, cause you know, she dresses up all immaculate and classy and all this other stuff. And she the same one, you understand what I'm saying? That's getting splashed in the face. You understand what I mean? So the thing is, and this is the part that where guys cope. They're like, but no, it's just certain women, you know, it's not, nigga. The problem is this, right? You can't, of course, you can't say every woman in the world because it's not every to all things. What we're saying is that most women in some form or fashion, even if they're not going to these parties, they're doing the activities that are happening in these parties with multiple guys if they are single. And sometimes if they're not single. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you got to think, you ain't even got to go to the sex party because you mentioned earlier, you know, that women, when they go into those type of atmospheres, but that atmosphere can be for a lot of women, say, even when they go to the club. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be dudes, there's women that go to the club, fuck them in the bathroom, or you fuck them outside in the car.
That's a fact.
So it's like, it's not like, so I think, like you said, some dudes think that they can, if they keep women out of certain atmospheres, the club, the sex parties, then the woman wouldn't activate on that. No, it's still there. She still wants to do it.
Right. Exactly. Like she's still, so basically it's like guys have this idea that, well, if I keep her away from parties, or if I keep her away from going on girls trips, or I make sure that she doesn't hang out with these people, it's like there's nothing you can do. Because, and this is what I want you guys to get understand is that, well, look, because they're going to be like, well, Lucario, you know, my girl ain't going to be going to sex parties. It don't matter. She don't need to go to the sex party. She could fucking go to a regular bar, a regular event, hang out with her friends. She could meet a dude on her lunch break. And again, I'm not saying this to scare motherfuckers. I'm saying this for guys to understand the reality. Because when you don't know the reality check, they don't understand this shit. It's terrible. It's crazy.
I think. And another thing, man, people overlook, man, happy hour. You know what I mean? Women go to the happy hour, be fucking with them half-price drinks and all that shit.
No, that's real shit. That's real shit. The happy hour should be, listen, them chicks be coming from work, you understand? And they meet a dude. Listen, man, shit goes down. And see, if I was to listen, I got so many stories I could tell if I would tell it. And the thing is, a lot of times I don't tell these stories because I don't want to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I don't want to get people mad or and envious because the shit that I would say and how I would talk about it and the detail will make niggas feel some type of way, because if the stuff that I'm saying you've never seen or experienced or thought it wasn't happening, that's going to make you feel some type of way based on what women were doing and saying with you. So if I talk about, for example, oh yeah, so I met this girl and, you know, we talked for like 5-10 minutes and then we went back to her place and fucked. And that's just something simple, right? Most guys who've never experienced that are going to either think I'm lying, or if they take heed to that, they're going to feel some type of way because the last few women they were talking to all told them the same thing. I'm not like that. You got to get to know me. You know, women don't do that type of shit and so forth and so on. Do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of times when you talk about things like this, it triggers a lot of dudes because it's like they had the wool pulled over their eyes for so long. You understand what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you. I used to have the same thing happen. I didn't get it because dudes would literally come at me and be mad, and I'm like, well, damn, I'm just telling the story.
Right.
And I didn't really ever get it. It's like it builds up that animosity in them, especially if those dudes think that, okay, they the model type of dude.
Right.
You ain't a model, because I'm not 6 foot. I'm only 5'8". But, you know, they like, well, wait a minute. This dude going out here fucking, and it is fucking with their reality. Right. They're like, nah, well, I'm 6'2" and I got to do all this work. And this dude just walk in there and telling women he want to fuck, and then they fucking him. They're like, nah, that shit can't happen. So then all of a sudden they try to discredit you. Right. It must be the woman must have been ugly. She ain't hot. But then when they see the women, they like, well, she must have been a hoe. Or you must have paid for it. They always got some type of excuse, man. Right. To come at you.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So, you know, dudes got to understand how shit happens out here in these streets in order for them to get a full understanding of what's going on. Because this is the thing. Like I said, the reason why they have a hard time attracting women and hooking up is because you can't attract when you're repelling based on your mindset. Because if your mindset says, well, women are whores if they fuck, or women are sluts if they fuck, women are nasty if they fuck, and only hoes do this type of stuff, and women with high body counts, or any type of those thoughts are blocking you from getting sex, period. You understand what I'm saying? Period. So the problem is that you can't have that thought and still attract the sex. It's impossible.
Yeah, or like the thought that you think that you can change a woman's sexuality, or that you'll stop the fire for whatever she is just by when she's dating you. Kind of like I see like when these dudes talk about they check a woman's phone,
right?
And I'm like, okay, you check a woman's phone, but I'm like, did you go through the emails? Because a lot of dudes forget about that. I got women still that I've messed with years ago that have dudes that still connect to me by email. Some AOL Messenger type stuff, you know what I mean? Like AOL, you know how old that is. But they still find a way to keep in touch with you, even if the dude checks the phone, you still there somewhere.
Right, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Where and I like what you said when you said that dudes think that they can stop this situation. They think, oh well, my girl got with me, so now she has no lust for any other dick. I'm like, oh my God. It's like this is why I tell guys it doesn't make sense to worry about your chick cheating or stepping out or whatever. If you find out, then just call it a day. But to worry about it makes no sense because she wants to do it anyway. See the fantasy or the delusion is thinking because you're with your girl, she doesn't desire sex from other dudes. Just like you with your girl, you desire other women. It's the same shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But a lot of guys say, oh, well, we're different. No, you're not. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, what happens is women, right? See, this is the thing. The reason why guys generally tend to think about sex more is because they get sex less, right? Just in general, they get sex less and they get sexual attention less and all this other stuff in general. Women, right, don't necessarily have to think about sex, even though they do, but they don't think about it as much because the access is already there. Just like I didn't think about getting a cup of water today because I have access to cups of water. You feel what I'm saying? Now, if I was in a fucking third world country where I got to walk a mile to get water might be on my mind all day. But just because I didn't have to think about water doesn't mean I don't want water. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with women. Just because women can get sex easily and all this other stuff and a bunch of doesn't mean they don't want the dick. You see what I'm saying? And so the problem is that a lot of guys, they have this illusion or fantasy because their woman manipulated them into thinking that they're not like that. The woman said, I'm not like that. So when the guy gets with that girl in a long-term situation, he thinks my woman would never do this because she's not like that. But she just tricked him into thinking she's not like that, so he'd wife her. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But she still wants the D. And so this is where guys get confused and they're trying to find ways to stop her from getting other D.
Right. It ain't gonna work. It's kind of like a person that when they go on the diet, say, you know, and they quit eating chocolate cake. Even though they go on a diet and lose the weight, they never lose the taste for the chocolate cake.
Exactly.
If you got it in the refrigerator or in the house, you know what I'm saying? They gonna probably binge and go ahead and eat the chocolate cake. You know what I'm saying? You never lose the taste. And it's the same thing for the women. It's like they just diet of the dick. Yeah, they go ahead and they'll go ahead and just take that one dick or whatever for the sake of the relationship, but they still desire the other dicks.
No, that's funny how you said they on a dick diet. That's it.
They on the dick diet, man.
That's a fact.
They out here starving, man. They still starving for it. They still starving for the dick buffet.
That's a good way of putting it. When a woman is in a relationship, she's just on a dick diet. That's some real shit. That's some real shit. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell y'all. So this is why I tell motherfuckers, stop worrying about your girl cheating on you. You understand? Because she still lusts the dick, and as long as there's guys like me around and guys like you around, we're gonna be tempting these women to get the new dick. So it's like there's no point in worrying about it. Just enjoy your relationship, and hopefully she don't cheat on you, and hopefully you don't cheat on her, and y'all can keep it going. You feel what I'm saying? But if she does cheat on you or doesn't want the extra dick, Don't be surprised. That's all we're saying, because this is reality. So the problem with a lot of these relationships is that instead of adhering to reality, people are trying to create situations to stop reality from happening. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Just because you invented the umbrella doesn't mean the rain's going to stop. You understand what I'm saying? But that's what these motherfuckers is doing.
Right.
It's like, come on, man. Shit is crazy. Crazy, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I appreciate it as always, Lucario. I
Yes,
just wanted
sir.
to jump in and holler at you real quick.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call,
All right,
fam. All right, peace.
All right, man. I'll let
Yes,
you.
sir. But yeah, this is what I'm saying, man. This is why we say the game is not about women. The game is about you. Because when you make it about women, that's when you start worrying about shit. But why would you worry about something that's natural and that's going to happen anyway? You understand what I'm saying? Shout out to my dude, Caleb Jones. This is why, you guys should check out Caleb Jones, Alpha Male 2.0, where he talks about non-monogamy. He basically says, listen, monogamy don't work. You see what I'm saying? Like, he's just like, listen, that shit don't work. You feel what I mean? But again, this is the type of reality guys need to understand, in order to really be out here and not worrying about shit. Because this thing, you can never have a happy, successful relationship if you have anxiety about what's going to happen in your relationship. You understand what I'm saying? So meaning you have anxiety because you're always worried and scared about your girl cheating, leaving, whatever the fuck it is. So then you create situations to where, you're hoping it doesn't happen, right? But by doing that, you're constantly having anxiety because you're worrying about it happening. You see what I'm saying? But guys, you can call the number 646-481-3901. 646-481-3901 is the number. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. Let me see what some of these are saying. So this says, nobody has sex with anybody because each and every person is not interested and attracted to or wants any and everybody. That should be understood by folks out here. Well, the thing is, we said nobody has sex with anybody. Well, the thing is this, everybody's not going to have sex with everybody, but everybody wants to have sex with some bodies. And I say bodies, plural. You understand what I'm saying? Now, again, you have the people who, like, for example, I knew this woman who was married for like, I don't know, like 18, 20 years and shit. And this is what she says. She says she's only been with her man. You understand? So she says, right? And they got a bunch of kids and all this other stuff, right? So you have situations like that. You understand what I'm saying? But in general, that ain't it. That's all I'm saying. So what do you think about the golden ratio and face shape, which certain men have, that face which women find attractive, which is scientifically proven? So this is the thing. I think you're talking about where they say like the face is symmetrical and all this other stuff, right? So if the face is symmetrical and scientifically people like to see things symmetrical, right? It's going to look good, which means that's going to be physically attractive. The problem with that is that doesn't matter with all the other factors. So meaning that, let's say a guy has this symmetrical face, right? But he's out of shape. Or let's say the guy has a symmetrical face, but he's white and the women only like black guys in this situation. Do you see what I'm saying? It's all these other things that come into play. So yeah, they have a thing where it's like, well, scientifically speaking, whatever is symmetrical is pleasing to the eye, right? But that really doesn't mean anything. That just means that the woman's gonna like looking at you. But a woman that's liking to look at you because of that doesn't always equate to sexual attraction. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the issue that people don't get, because there's all the other things. Because this is the thing, interaction has to happen. So because interaction has to happen, meaning that there has to be some circumstance where things are going on between the man and the woman, all the other things count and matter. You see what I'm saying? So It's not like a girl's gonna be talking to a guy, and she's gonna be like, man, this guy, he's you know, he has no social skills. He seems like a weirdo. You understand? He's awkward, but his face is very symmetrical. They're not thinking about that shit. You see what I'm saying? So you having a symmetrical face is really only going to help you if all the other factors, you understand what I'm saying, is helping you also. You said, do these swing clubs and sex parties have precautions for screening STDs? That is my only concern. I'm not jealous. I'm not a jealous type because I know people do not belong to others. Well, it depends, because you have some that can, like if it's probably like a smaller situation, like let's say somebody has like a sex party at their house with, you know, some people that they know and they might require that type of shit. But in general, you have shit where it's like they have condoms all over the place. So they're just like, hey, wear these condoms and good luck. You understand what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. You see what I mean? Wear these condoms, good luck. This is why you got to, you know, make sure that you're getting yourself tested. Make sure that, you know, you're not wilding out too crazy and all that other good shit. You understand? But yeah, a lot of those parties will have condoms, lube, all that shit all over the place. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, all of that shit. And some people do go there to just watch. You understand? Like the motherfuckers will go there and just watch the shit, and that'll be it. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. But yeah, guys, call in. We got another like 5-10 minutes and we're gonna wrap this shit up. So 646-481-3901, 646-481-3901 is the number. So if you guys want to call in, call in. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question. You said, I can tell that certain women like me by their energy, but when I try to do small talk to lower their guard, they still don't say much. Is it crappy social skills or just intimidation? So why are you trying to lower their guard? And why? So if they have their guard up, right? A lot of times what will happen is that may be a sign she's actually not interested. You see what I'm saying? Because you say, I can tell certain women like me, but then you also say they have their guard up because they're trying to lower their guard. But if they have their guard up, that means that there's an uncomfortable situation where they're not interested, right? Also, guys, you got to understand this too. There are some women, guys, you got to understand something. There's some women who actually like don't have social skills too. You understand what I'm saying? So what I mean is you have women who they don't necessarily know how to have conversations. They're socially awkward. See, there's a difference between, you know, a woman not being interested in you and not talking to you, and then a woman just being socially awkward. You said by guard up, I meant that they are intimidated. I used the wrong words. Well, this is the thing. See, okay, let me say something. Most of the time when you guys talk to women, they're not intimidated. You understand what I'm saying? See, okay, let me explain this whole intimidation thing. Because I think, and this is my fault because I think I never really like explained this thoroughly enough. So dudes just start thinking, oh, well, the girl, you know, she didn't want to talk to me because she's intimidated, right? No, let me explain to you what intimidation is, right? A woman, see, you will only know a woman is intimidated, and listen closely to what I'm saying. Listen closely to what I'm saying. You will only know if a woman is intimidated by you if the history of your experience with women is most women that you deal with, right? Deal with you and interact with you like you're a player, you're smooth, you're super charismatic, right? And they give you that energy in general. Like this is your energy that you get. This is your experience that you get. So it's not like you just randomly walked up on a woman, hollered at her, and then you're like, oh, she probably was intimidated by me. No, what is your experience dealing with women? If your experience dealing with women is if women aren't throwing the pussy at you, women are not intimidated by you. If women are not catching feelings when it comes to dealing with you, right? you're not intimidating to women. If women don't see you as a player or say that, or you want some player shit, women are not intimidated by you. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times you guys mistake, my eyes itching like crazy. A lot of times you guys mistake disinterest or social awkwardness for intimidation. You understand? Because what happens is that you'll know if a woman is intimidated by you based on, your history of dealing with women. Right? Think about, I'll give you a simple example, right? Let's say somebody's staring at you, right? You're in a coffee shop, you're at a bar, you're walking down the street or whatever. Now, let's say somebody's staring at you, right? And I say, yo, why that person staring at you, right? You know what you're not gonna say? You're not gonna say, oh, they're staring at me because they recognize me because I'm famous. You're not gonna say that. Now, if I'm chilling with Drake, Chris Brown, fucking Dave Chappelle, and I say, why that person staring at you? And they're like, oh yes, it's because I'm famous, I'm on TV, I do a lot of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Their history shows that this is the reason that this is happening. You understand what I'm saying? So now, because you're not famous, that person's probably staring at you. Maybe they recognize you from school or some shit, or they like your hat, or they're attracted to you, or whatever it is. But it damn sure is not because you're famous. You see what I'm saying? Because your history doesn't dictate that. You see what I'm saying? So same thing with intimidation. Your history of dealing with women does not result in this woman right here being intimidated by your presence. You understand what I'm saying? Because you don't have a history of being that guy. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times, even when we talk about intimidation, because a lot of dudes that subscribe to the handsome man game and all that other stupid shit, they be like, man, I'm so handsome, these women are intimidated by me. No, they're not. You understand what I'm saying? No, they're not. The only time that'll happen is if a woman thinks you're so physically attractive and she has a perception of you based on that. And a lot of times that's not the case. Because a lot of times, as soon as you open your mouth, she already sees that you ain't that guy. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what it is. So you gotta understand that, just because a chick is giving you some resistance doesn't mean she's intimidated. Because if she was intimidated, see, this thing, you would know if she was intimidated because you would know that you're that guy that creates that situation. You understand what I'm saying? You would know that because your natural energy would be so smooth, so charismatic, so electrifying. You understand what I'm saying? That you understand that that's the issue. And usually what happens, I did a video about this, is that you know how to, create a scenario for the girl to get out of her own way. This is why I tell guys, for example, that I'm sure you guys heard this where, you hear on the internet, dudes will be like, don't validate women. Don't act like you don't like them and all that stupid shit, right? See, that advice is for guys who don't really get girls. You understand what I'm saying? That's for guys who really don't get girls. Because what they're saying is they're like, well, you're generally the type of guy who would basically be sweating the girl, putting her on a pedestal. So let's do the opposite of that. Pretend you don't like her. Pretend you're not really interested in her. Don't validate her. Don't say that you think she's cute, sexy, whatever it is, because now you're going to keep putting her on a pedestal like you've done. Right? Now, what guys have to do if they are actually intimidating, if you're a guy that women think is too goddamn smooth, charismatic, you're a player, so forth and so on, that could lead a woman to be intimidated, you would actually have to do the opposite, meaning you definitely have to validate her, because if you don't validate her, she's going to think that she can't get you. Because she's going to think you're out of her league. You understand what I'm saying? This is what you guys have to understand. The woman's going to think you're out of her league if you're that guy and you're not validating her. The validation makes her believe she has a chance with you. And that's what you would need to do to women who feel that they're intimidated by you. They need reassurance that they can fuck with you. You understand? That's how it works. That's how it works. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, but guys, listen, what's today? Today's Thursday. So tomorrow we got the Friday show, myself and Miles. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, Friday, 4:15. We're going to be doing the Friday show. You feel what I'm saying? And then Real Game No Theory this weekend. You feel what I mean? What else? Make sure, again, you guys go to shoplocario.com. Go to badboymembership.com. And make sure you guys definitely go to shoplocario.com so that you guys can sign up for your online dating consultations. I'm telling you guys, need that. So, Mr. Carr, would you say you are intimidating to a lot of women because of your game? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so I can tell the difference between a woman who's intimidated and a woman who's not interested. You see what I'm saying? So I know when a woman is intimidated. You see what I'm saying? And so what happens is if I'm talking to a woman that I'm attracted to and I can tell she's intimidated, what I actually have to do to get her out of her own way is I have to validate her. That's why if you notice, check this out. Don't you notice that every time when I give you guys an example of me approaching a woman, I usually am flirting in a way where I'm complimenting her. I'm like, yo, you got some sexy ass jeans on and blah, blah. There's a reason why I'm doing that. There's a reason why I'm letting the woman know that I'm interested. Because off the rip, a lot of times when a woman sees you out of her league, she don't believe you. You understand? Like I told you, I was on a date I actually went on a date with a chick I used to hook up with. And we was just fucking. And one day I took her out for drinks. And she said to me, I feel so honored and privileged to be seen with you in public. And she was dead serious. There was another chick, there was this Filipino chick I used to fuck with. And I remember she said to me, I'm trying to find the exact shit she said. No, she said to me, she said, I don't understand why you picked me. That's what she said to me, basically. Right? I think she said it in a different way, but that was basically the shit. She was like, I don't understand why you picked me. Why me? That's what that was the conversation we was having. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, why not you? What are you talking about? Why, you know what I'm saying? But that's what she was thinking about. But again, that's why when I approach women, right, I'm basically approaching them, letting them know I'm interested, because in most cases, you're going to think I'm fucking playing with you. Let me tell you guys another thing. This is something that I want you guys to really, really understand and take to heart, right? Isn't it interesting that a lot of guys think it's harder to get with hotter chicks, right? But check this out. It's actually easier to get with hot chicks if you're a guy who's attractive and a guy who has game. It's actually harder to get with women who are average or below average or who have a lower self-esteem. Why? Because if I approach a girl who is average looking or she's insecure or whatever it is like that, she's not going to believe I'm actually interested in her. She's going to fucking believe, she's going to think I'm playing around. She's going to think that I'm just bullshitting her. She's going to think that I'm playing games. She's going to think that even if I fuck, I'm never going to call her. She's going to think all those things. Why would this guy want me? For what? You see what I'm saying? So the girl who might have a higher self-esteem, you understand what I'm saying? It's going to be easier because the one who has the lower self-esteem is going to get in her own fucking way. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to get you guys to understand. But let me answer a few more of these questions and we go ahead up out of here. You said great show. You mentioned on several occasions that women either follow the man or society. I believe you said that Mr. Limber channel or something said that. Where can we find his info? Well, it was a YouTuber named Mr. Limber channel. I don't even know if he's still on YouTube, but I remember he said that on one of his joints. I think this might be the Alchemist player.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up, Mr. Lucario? How you doing?
Was Pablo with your man?
Man, chilling. I sent $5 to Miles real quick. I just wanted to chime in. Yeah, real quick to chime in on, I think, yesterday's show when you was talking about like why sex has to happen quickly, right? And I just wanted to give like my perspective, which I agree with everything that you were saying. I just wanted to give my testimony, you know what I'm saying, for the young guys. But back in the day when I was like a bachelor and I was doing my thing and stuff like that, what I used to do, Mr. Lucario, because I always believed that. Like, because I'm gonna be honest, here's how I always looked at it. If a girl didn't want to fuck me, how can you like me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how can you really like me if you're not willing to go there? You know what I'm saying? Because girls would try to hit naive guys with that, like, oh, I really like your time. I love talking. They love spending all this time with you, but they ain't fucking.
Exactly.
So no, they like you as a friend.
Right.
It's a difference because any nigga that they into, that nigga ain't gonna have to wait, right? But here's the two categories that I would do, right? But regardless, in each sex has to happen quickly, right? I had two categories. I had a category where like it was females that all I wanted to do was smash.
Right.
I was sexually into them and I wasn't trying to, but outside of that, I'm not trying to go on no dates. I don't see no future with them, nothing.
Right.
So it ain't about to be no dates. You know what I'm saying? Those were the females that kind of had to like be a fuck buddy for a while for a date to actually happen.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
But then on the flip side, like I might meet a girl like, you know what, she cool, she cute. No, I'm a little interested, right? I'm cool on one date because me personally, I didn't mind allowing a girl to see how I'm living or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't mind allowing a girl to be in my space. So I'm cool on one date. You see what I'm saying? But after that one date, the next date, it has to be fucking. The next date has to be the coconut oil massaging and the fucking and shit like that. We're not going to another movie or another hookah spot again. You feel me? Until we fuck.
Right.
So it's been some girls where I had one good ass date. And that's it.
That's a fact. That's real shit.
You see what I'm saying?
That's real shit.
Because it wasn't, and you know what I'm saying? Because they wasn't trying to fuck. Or you could be, and I'm going to be honest, Mr. Carl, you did say something good. Like, I do believe in that. If you're interested in a female, like, you know, even if it's on some casual shit, but you're interested in her, like, right? I do believe that one date is good because you do need to fill a lot of females out. And I've been watching y'all Patreon. I know y'all talked about that.
Right.
You have to fill a lot of females out because behind that big booty and that pretty face is some problems.
Oh yeah,
and some trauma and some issues with some of these females.
That's a fact.
You see what I'm saying? Like one time, this last thing I'm gonna say. One time I've been on a date, right? And I'm glad that I went on a date because this one female I want to smash, right? But I went on a date with her. Like me and her, we went to go eat breakfast, right? One Saturday morning, and she was, you know, and I think she was thinking that it was cute because that's the type of guys that she's used to dealing with. But I'm a whole different type of nigga. But she was like, oh yeah, me and my exes, we like to. I fight my niggas and I punch holes in the wall and do all that. And she was trying to come off as if I like that shit. Because maybe that's what she's used to. She's used to a dysfunctional nigga. I'm a functional nigga, not a dysfunctional nigga. So I can't have dysfunctional shit around me. So while she was saying that, I wasn't saying anything. But in my mind, I was like, I hope she enjoys this date because this is the last date. So I hope she eat all the pancakes she need to eat. I hope she drink all the orange juice that she want to drink because that's it. Whether she know it or not. You know what I'm saying? So I do think that the first date is good so you can at least feel the girl out so you know that you're not getting yourself in no sticky situation.
Right. Now that's a fact. That's a fact because the thing is a lot of guys, unfortunately, they are in situations where they're so thirsty that even if they see some bullshit, they're still going to keep it going. And then when shit hits the fan and they in some bullshit, then they want to blame the chick. And it's like, bro, you already saw this. You already saw she was on some bullshit, but you kept it going because you wanted to fuck. So you know, it's always the dude's fault because he should have been knowing that he needs to leave the situation. And if it's not going in the way he wanted to go, or she's on some other shit, he should just drop that situation. But again, when you're thirsty, you're just going to try to make it happen anyway. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And then the last thing I want to say to the young guys, if y'all are interested in a female that's kind of off and on with a nigga, or she got like a recent ex or whatever, I will always, whenever a girl say, oh, I got a man, I'm not one of them type of niggas, well, you can still hit. I'm like, oh, you got a man? well, I see why you got a man. You have a great day.
Right,
because there's too many women out here without men, without problems that I don't have to go through. You know what I'm saying? So why would I fuck with a woman that, as you say, a nigga could be at my door?
Right.
And these niggas is crazy now.
Exactly.
You feel me? So
that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? But that's all I want to say, Mr. Carter. Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, sir. Appreciate the call, fam. All right. So let me kill these phone lines real quick. And we're gonna answer these last questions, and then we out of here. So you said I thought of, I guess you say this. What is the difference between asking about a woman and then asking about a woman in regards to what you have done or are doing, or maybe there isn't? Should ask only of what? I'm confused about what you're saying. You said meaning should only ask things concerning me. I'm confused, man. The way you be writing your shit, you gotta call in the next time, man. I don't know what you're talking about. So you said, yeah, but how many men ever have to consider a woman thinking the man is out of her league? That's uncommon. Well, grandfather, I'm glad that you even said that, because this is the thing. When you have game, you're out of every woman's league. You understand what I'm saying? This is why we tell you guys that you're the opportunity. You're giving the woman the opportunity to get with your program. You understand what I'm saying? So listen, like I keep trying to tell you guys, the relationship does not happen unless you start it, unless you make it happen. You got to approach the girl. You set up the fucking date. You understand what I'm saying? You're giving her the opportunity to get with a man. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that when you have game, you understand that you're out of every woman's league. So what you're doing is that when you basically decide to take her on, when she, latches onto the opportunity, what you're doing is that you are raising her up to your level. You see what I'm saying? You're allowing her to be in your space, into your situation. You see what I'm saying? So the problem is that a lot of guys, they say shit like the woman's out of their league. Well, why is the woman out of your league? Oh, but she's a 10, bro. She's hot. So she's out of my league. So she's out of your league because of how she looks, because of her knowing how to put on makeup and getting BBLs and all that other stupid shit. That makes her out of your league. Like, are we serious? Like, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? This is crazy. All right, so guys, listen, man. Make sure, again, that you guys go to badboymembership.com to join the Bad Boy membership, where you get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Make sure that you guys also go to masculineidentitymembership.com to join the Masculine Identity membership. Go to Masculine Identity to get the soap. Go to Masculine Identity to get the soap. You feel what I'm saying?
Do it!
Make sure you get that.
Just do it!
Also, go to shoplocario.com to get your online dating consultations ASAP, and also go there to get my books and my audio and video programs. So last question says, should I confirm a date before the date, the day before, even if the woman haven't hit me up all week? Does she seem interested, or does it seem like she's gonna flake? So all you need to do is, when you set the date up, you just confirm on the day of the date. So if you told her Friday at 8 o'clock, hit her up Friday morning at 11 or 12 noon and say, hey, are we still on for 8 o'clock? And then she's either going to say yes or no, or not respond. If she doesn't respond, then that's a wrap. If she says no, that's a wrap. If she says yes, then you go through and make the date happen. That's it. That's all you got to do. All you got to do. All right. So that's pretty much it, guys. Appreciate everybody tuning in. And I will holler at y'all later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going to step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio, and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. Click the link below or go straight to MrLocario.com to get the documentary Game Kings, The Definition of Game.
Because Locario, in my opinion, it's the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him. I have no contradiction.